reading an interpretive reading from Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass. In this scene, we will find Alice being criticized by talking flowers. "I should see the garden far better," said Alice to herself, "if I could get to the top of that hill. And here's a path that leads straight to it." She came upon a large flower bed with a border of daisies and a willow tree growing in the middle. "Well, Tiger Lily," said Alice, addressing herself to one that was waving gracefully about in the wind, "I wish you could talk." "We can talk," said the Tiger Lily, "when there's anybody worth talking to." Alice was so astonished that she couldn't speak for a minute. It quite seemed to take her breath away. At length, as the Tiger Lily only went on waving about, she spoke again, in a timid voice, almost in a whisper. "And can all the flowers talk?" "As well as you can," said the Tiger Lily, "and a great deal louder." "It isn't matters for us to begin, you know," said the Rose. "And I really was wondering when you'd speak. Said I to myself, her face has got some sense in it, though not a clever one. Still, it was the right color, and that goes a long way." "I don't care about the color," the Tiger Lily remarked. "If only her petals put up a little more, she'd be all right." Alice didn't like being criticized, so she began asking questions. "Aren't you sometimes frightened at being planted out here with nobody to take care of you?" "There's a tree in the middle," said the Rose. "What else is it good for?" "But what could it do if any danger came?" Alice asked. "It could bark," said the Rose. "It says, 'Bow wow!'" cried a daisy. "That's why its branches are called boughs." "Didn't you know that?" cried another daisy. And here they all began shouting together, till the air seemed quite full of their little shrill voices. "Silence, every one of you!" cried the Tiger Lily, waving itself passionately from side to side and trembling with excitement. "They know I can't get at them," it panted, bending its quivering head towards Alice, "or they wouldn't dare to do it." "Never mind," Alice said in a soothing tone, and stooping down to the daisies, who were just beginning again, she whispered, "If you don't hold your tongues, I'll pick you." "That's right," said the Tiger Lily. "The daisies are the worst of all. When one speaks, they all begin together, and it's enough to make one wither. To hear the way they go on." "How is it you can all talk so nicely?" Alice said, hoping to get it into a better temper by a compliment. "I've been in many gardens before, but none of the flowers could talk." "In most gardens," the Tiger Lily said, "they make the beds too soft, so the flowers are always asleep." This sounded a very good reason, and Alice was quite pleased to know it. "I never thought of that before," she said. "It's my opinion that you never think at all," the Rose said in a rather severe tone. "I never saw anybody that looked stupider," a Violet said, so suddenly that Alice quite jumped, for it hadn't spoken before. "Hold your tongue," cried the Tiger Lily, "as if you ever saw anybody. You keep your head under the leaves and snore away there till you know no more about what's going on in the world than if you were a bud." "Are there any more people in the garden besides me?" Alice said, not choosing to notice the Rose's last remark. "There's one other flower in the garden that can move about like you," said the Rose. "I wonder how you do it." "You're always wondering," said the Tiger Lily. "But she's more bushy than you are." "Is she like me?" Alice asked eagerly, for the thought crossed her mind. There's another little girl in the garden somewhere. "Well, she has the same awkward shape as you," the Rose said, "but she's redder and her petals are shorter, I think." Alice asked, "Does she ever come out here?" "I dare say you'll see her soon," said the Rose. "She's coming!" cried the larkspur. "I hear her footstep thump, thump along the gravel walk." Alice looked round eagerly and found that it was the Red Queen.